school field trips. Everyone has had them at some point in their life, besides if you're homeschooled. But if not, we cannot lie, the wildest things be happening on school field trips. Like, for example, seeing your school rival or getting kidnapped. But that was a joke. But all serious though, this story takes place back in 8th grade when I went to Santa Cruz. But before I went to Santa Cruz, I had to hurry up and get to the bus. But eventually, we got there, sat by the boys, Let's name these gentlemen Davin, Joshi, and Jalen. Our first pit stop before we went to Santa Cruz was San Jose to check out the college. And overall, the college was kinda boring. But I do remember one thing that happened. Let's name this kid Liam. Was playing with his friends, and he just ate the ground like crazy. Oh my god. And also, for some weird reason, the principal decided to give him 20 bucks. And I don't know why she did that. But after that, we went to the boardwalk. And at the boardwalk, we needed to find our chaperones. By the way, my mom was a chaperone. And my group members were me, my mom, Jalen, and Davin, and Ben. So the first thing we did in Santa Cruz is we went to the Giant Dipper. And at the time, Davin had 2 broken arms. So he couldn't go on the rides with us. And while we were waiting in line, these older kids started cutting us. And they started using like that one strategy, right? Where he's like, oh, excuse me. And they kept saying excuse me, like past other people. But eventually, we made it onto the ride. And me and Jalen almost flew out of our chairs.
Because after all that,
we went to get some food. And I got the GOAT hot dog on a stick. If you know, you know. When we finished eating, we were going to the next ride, and on our way there, I got bored, so I started waving on to people on the gondolas. Most of them didn't wave back, but except for one. One person that waved back was a girl my age. Once when we got to the ride, Davin and Jalen left to get some snacks, so me and Ben went on the ride, and it was a fun roller coaster ride. And Ben was saying we should go on the big dropper ride, and me personally, I was scared for my life. Like, we just kept going up and down. But once when it was done, I generally had a fun time. After we were done, we met back up with Davin and Jalen and went on the swings and the Ferris wheel.
Because after all that,
our group went to get some Dippin' Dots before we had to leave. So that's what happened in my group. But one more thing happened while we were at the boardwalk. So my friend named Nick fumbled 6 baddies. Yet no, 6. Let me explain. So Nick had a plan to meet up with the Huz at a certain time. And Nick thought he had enough time to get some funnel cake. So he goes with a friend to get some funnel cake. And after they got the funnel cake, they were chopping it up. But Nick checks his phone, and bro realizes he was supposed to be there 30 minutes ago. And the Huz was like, why weren't you there? You missed it, in the group chat. And Nick was like, oh, MB, I meant to get hot cakes. And bro just got flamed. And on top of that, he gets blocked. Bro, it's just sad to see, man. Before we left the boardwalk, we needed to take a quick class photo. And after we took the photo, we went to the campsite. Once when we made it to the campsite, we ran into a situation. Apparently, my grandpa gave us an outdoor screen instead of a tent. So my mom ended up giving her tent to us. But there was another problem. We did not know how to set up a tent. And it started to get dark, so we needed to hurry up. But luckily, this cool dad just locked in and clutched up for us. Finally, once when the tent was done, we went to the beach. Yeah, there was a beach at the campsite, and overall the beach was fun. And we had to go back to the tent, and oh man, the tent was a struggle. 3 people in a tiny tent. It was so bad, we had to lay our legs over on top of each other. But luckily, we only had to deal with it for one night. Once when we woke up, we ate some breakfast and started to pack up, and we hopped on the bus. But of course, there was another problem. It took 3 hours to get back home because we had to stop for the girls to pee. But they wouldn't let the guys go pee. But at least I didn't have to go. And 30 minutes later, we hit the road and we made it back home. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. This is like my first video, so I try my best. And like, also, if you're wondering why I was kind of talking like a little robot, because I was reading a script, and this is like my first time really doing these types of videos. But this is like the content I'm going to be doing, so like, if you like sort of like this content, make sure to like and subscribe, you know what I mean? That'll mean a lot to me. And peace out. Bye bye.